In the year 1520, a message reached a 26-year-old prince that would alter the course of history. His father, the formidable Sultan Selim I, was dead. The throne of the Ottoman Empire, one of the most powerful on earth, was now his. His name was Suleiman. When he arrived at the magnificent Topkapi Palace, an expectant silence filled the air. Concubines whispered in crowded halls. Elite janissaries stamped their spears in salute, and powerful statesmen bowed low. Suleiman walked with a steady calm through the gate of felicity, entering the chamber where sultans were crowned. The golden sword of Osman was placed upon his shoulder. The empire had its new master, but the world watched with a mix of suspicion and hostility. Whispers in European courts called him soft, a poet, a dreamer, too gentle to rule a warrior empire. They were about to be proven wrong. Just months into his reign, Suleiman made a shocking move. He chose his first target, the Knights of Rhodes, a crusader stronghold that had defied the Ottomans for centuries. Their fortress was deemed impenetrable, but Suleiman's strategic mind was sharper than their walls were strong. His army besieged the island through blistering summer heat and bitter winter storms. Cannons thundered relentlessly, day and night, shaking the very ground as they hurled fire and stone against the walls. Yet the knights held on. After 6 long months, the walls finally cracked. A breach appeared. On Christmas Day, the knights surrendered. The world was stunned. The young, underestimated sultan had achieved what generations before him could not. He was no longer just Suleiman. He was becoming Suleiman the Magnificent. In Europe, this victory sent ripples of unease through the court of the Holy Roman Emperor. Charles V, the Habsburgs, watched as the Ottoman crescent rose higher, its banners flying over conquered lands. Suleiman's ambition, however, was just beginning. His gaze turned north, to Hungary. In 1526, his armies met the Hungarian forces at the Battle of Mohács. It was a slaughter. The Hungarian army, famed for its heavy cavalry, collapsed under the devastating power of Ottoman cannons and disciplined infantry. Their king drowned while fleeing the battlefield. With one thunderous victory, Suleiman had broken the back of Central Europe. Across the continent, priests prayed, and kings spoke in fearful whispers of the coming Turkish storm. Suleiman pressed on, marching his forces straight to the heart of the Christian world, Vienna. The siege of 1529 was brutal. Endless rain turned the fields to mud, bogging down cannons and horses. The infamous Austrian winter began to set in. Yet, even in failure, Suleiman's forces came terrifyingly close to breaking the city's defenses. Europe now understood. This sultan would not be easily stopped. But while the world saw a fearsome warrior, the palace saw a man transformed by love. Her name was Hürrem, known in the West as Roxolana. She was unlike any other woman in the harem, fiercely intelligent, witty, and captivating. When she laughed, it was said that even the cold marble walls of Topkapi seemed to warm. Suleiman was utterly enthralled. In a move that shattered centuries of tradition, he freed her from slavery and made her his legal wife. Their partnership reshaped the empire, as they commissioned magnificent mosques, schools, and hospitals. But this great love also brought great danger. Palace intrigues swirled around Hürrem's unprecedented influence. And in the shadows, a tragic conflict began to brew between Suleiman's sons. His eldest and most promising heir was Mustafa, a brilliant commander adored by the army. But jealous enemies in the court whispered poisonous lies into the Sultan's ear. Mustafa wants your throne. He plots to overthrow you. Torn between a father's love and a ruler's duty, Suleiman faced an impossible choice. The pressure mounted. Finally, during a campaign against Persia, Mustafa entered his father's tent. Hoping to prove his loyalty, he never walked out. Strangled by mute executioners, the prince fell. When the news broke, soldiers wept openly, and janissaries beat their shields in grief. Suleiman returned to his tent, his own tears hidden behind a mask of iron. This was the terrible price of absolute power. To the east, the Safavid dynasty of Persia remained his fiercest rival. 3 times, Suleiman led his armies across scorching deserts and endless plains in grueling campaigns. He conquered the jewel of the East, Baghdad, not just as a warrior but as a builder, restoring its shrines and turning it into a cultural capital once more. His empire now stretched from the gates of Vienna to the Red Sea, from North Africa to the Persian Gulf. The Ottoman Empire would never again reach such heights. Age eventually caught up to the magnificent Sultan. His black beard turned to silver, and the hand that once expertly wielded a sword now trembled slightly as he wrote poetry. But his mind remained as sharp as ever. In 1566, at 72 years old, he embarked on one last campaign to besiege the fortress of Szigethvár in Hungary. His advisors begged him not to go, but the old lion refused to die in a cage, wrapped in furs against the cold. His body weak but his spirit unbroken, he commanded his army from the field. During the siege, in his command tent, Suleiman's great heart finally gave out. The man who conquered empires died quietly, far from his palace, still dressed for battle. His death was kept a secret for days, until victory was finally secured. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the life of one of history's greatest rulers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories like this.